We know that the Yankees were interested in Blake Snell at the start of the offseason. They gave him a contract offer, he rejected it, and then the Yankees pivoted to Marcus Stroman. Now, the Yankees are apparently re-interested in Blake Snell after he has been unsigned the whole offseason. It's now spring training. Blake Snell still doesn't have a team. And the rumors are starting to start up again that the Yankees are after Blake Snell. But it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't work. The Yankees' payroll is really putting them at a big issue here if they want to get Blake Snell. The Yankees are over the fourth tier of the luxury tax, which means that any money spent on free agents is going to be taxed at 110%. That means if you sign a pitcher to a contract worth $10 million next season, then the Yankees would have to pay $21 million. So this makes a short-term contract, which would typically be a great fit for the Yankees and the type of pitcher that Snell is, just not an option. Because if Blake Snell decides, okay, I'll take like a 3-year deal, $150 million, with a player option after the first season to try to prove, hey, this is who I am, teams, you can trust me. Well, that would be around $35 million out of every single season, which means that for the first season of Snell's contract with the Yankees, they would be paying him about $80 million for him to pitch. So a 3-year, $150 million contract would really be a 3-year, $140 million contract for the Yankees, which is ridiculous for Blake Snell. So if they can't do a short-term deal because of the luxury tax, then how about a long-term deal? Give Snell 7 to 8 years, a lower average annual value, which will help the luxury tax hit. That just doesn't seem like a good option for Blake Snell. He's had some injury history. He doesn't pitch deep into games. He's inconsistent in his seasons. I mean, last time he won the Cy Young, he had a 4.29 ERA the next season. And the last time, outside of last season, Snell has thrown 30 or more games was in 2018. So he's really not the kind of pitcher you want to sign to a long-term deal. As I said, inconsistent, doesn't pitch late into games, and doesn't give you a 30-game start at every single season. You really don't want to give that kind of pitcher a long-term deal. There are a lot of red flags with Snell, and there are a lot of red flags with him in general. Just a lot of advanced metrics are not buying how good his season was. They think he got really lucky. So Snell just doesn't make too much sense. And the Yankees really need the money for the 2025 offseason. They have Soto as a free agent, and I know a lot of fans are kind of thinking, oh, the Yankees are going to bring back Soto. It's a guarantee. Well, it's still a lot of money, so it's not a guarantee until he has signed a contract. Then you have first base, where Anthony Rizzo has a $17 million club option. Who knows if the Yankees will pick that up? Who knows if the Yankees will have to spend money on another first baseman if they decide to let Rizzo walk? Then you have Gleyber Torres. He's a pretty big part of the team, and if he has another solid season, he's going to demand a big contract. Alex Verdugo, another guy who could demand a sizable contract. Then all of the bullpen: Clay Holmes, Tommy Kahnle, Jonathan Loáisiga, Caleb Ferguson. Then there's a $5 million club option for Lou Trevino. That's 5 relievers right there. It is a big walk-off season for the Yankees next year. So they need to be smart with their money because there's not a ton coming off the books. And if you sign Blake Snell, they're not going to keep everyone. I wish they would. I wish the Yankees would just spend unlimited amounts of money, get Blake Snell because you can, then get everyone else. But they're not going to. So it just doesn't make sense to bring in Blake Snell when the contract's not going to be a good one, short or long term. He's inconsistent. There are red flags. It just doesn't add up. Blake Snell would be a bad move for the Yankees, especially given their payroll. And there are other options for the Yankees. They could try trading for a cheaper pitcher. My first choice would be Mitch Keller of the Pirates. I've talked about him a good bit. He makes a lot of sense to be a reliable starter. They could also wait for the trade deadline and see what options emerge. Who knows who will pop up? Plus, the prices are going to be cheaper because you're not trading for a full season of someone. You're trading for just half the year. So there are other options if the Yankees don't want to give a giant contract to Blake Snell, which will likely hinder them in the future. So the payroll right now for the Yankees, it's a problem. And Blake Snell just doesn't fit into the equation.